committee has now signed a framework agreement that sets in motion proper discussions between the government and the opposition on contentious issues. Among the issues the committee will seek common ground on is the sensitive matter of the cost of living that has sharply divided the two sides. On the table as well is the reconstitution of the Iebc and the creation of the office of the official opposition leader. On Retender with more.
The National Dialogue team has continued with its mandate undeterred, even after some voices from the Kenya Kwanza side dismissed the talks as inconsequential. On Wednesday, the committee signed a framework agreement that will guide the entire process while also settling on the key issues for discussion.
We're going to sign the framework agreement soon after this, and we're also going to sign an agreement on the issues that will be presented. And we're going to tell Kenyans what to do next. We continue to reiterate that this is serious national work. If ever there was a moment that this country should come together, it is now. And we are determined as a team to make sure that happens.
The committee has settled on 5 topical agenda that will shape the final outlook of the discussions. The first agenda will see the committee tackle outstanding constitutional matters. Under this agenda, the team will deliberate on Article 43 of the Constitution, where the cost of living and related issues will be discussed. Also on the table under this agenda will be a discussion on how to implement the 2/3 gender rule and governance issues, including promoting national unity in public appointments and instilling adequate checks and balances. On Agenda 2, which touches on electoral justice and related matters, the committee will seek a common ground on restructuring and reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (Iebc), boundaries delimitation, and the audit of the 2022 presidential election. The National Dialogue team will furthermore discuss the entrenching of funds into the Constitution. These discussions will seek to entrench the National Government Constituencies Development Fund (NGCDF), the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, and the Senate Oversight Fund (Family) into the Constitution. On the agenda item 4, the committee will discuss parameters of establishing and entrenching state offices. Under this item, the committee has a responsibility of establishing the office of the leader of the official opposition and that of the prime cabinet secretary. Finally, the committee will have to come up with structures that will guarantee fidelity to political parties or coalitions and the law on multi-party democracy. Under this agenda, the team must establish mechanism to prevent interference with political parties and coalitions by politicians. The bipartisan team is upbeat they will find consensus on these issues.
We have made tremendous progress. Wahenga ndio alisema ukiona vielea ujue vimeundo. And we continue to tell Kenyans to ignore the naysayers. There will always be those who feel threatened for whatever reason by something so illustrious, because this is wonderful work.
On which of the issues will be given priority when the discussions start, the committee says that work has been left in the hand of the Secretariat.
We have adjourned to Friday this week at 10 a.m. to allow the Secretariat and the technical teams to work on prioritization of the issues and guide us on how we prioritize what issues do we begin with, so we'll be able to communicate that decision once we meet again on Friday.
A lot more work remains to be done, and therefore when we call on stakeholders, I'm sure every Kenyan will know their stakeholders.
With the framework agreement now in place and the National Dialogue team enjoying the full blessings of the National Assembly, the next 60 days will be crucial as the team embarks on discussion proper to iron out differences on contentious issues and come with a common ground, a ground that will shape the politics of the nation going forward. Henry Tende, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
On Retender.